have some fun. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. So when my time is done, I can say I had some fun. Think for yourself, you're better than that. Think for yourself, you're better than that. Think for yourself, you're better than that. Better than that, better than.
Delivering fascinating subjects, interesting talk, and boobs and fart jokes. AD on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah, yeah. You've been talking.
All right then. Let's roll through what remains of the news and then talk about how important and valid an education actually is. Funkhouser, what else?
Well, let's see. We talked about Randy Quaid. Fish, the band,
yeah,
has announced a summer tour.
Gee, I wonder how their fans are going to celebrate. It's time to get one of my 2 yearly haircuts. And I can always tell it's time to get a haircut because I'm not like a real haircut guy.
I noticed on your Instagram. I was going to say it's about time.
Really? Were you thinking this?
I was like, I wonder when he's going to do it. Because you have a signature length, you know, and it has surpassed that.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because I really kind of like how long it is now. It's the longest it's been in a very long time. But any longer, you're treading on dangerous territory. And the way that I can always tell it's time to get a haircut is when like people in fish T-shirts start coming up to me and asking me if I want to go hacky sack with them or something like that. Like people are like, "Hey, Dave Matthews Band is in town. Let me slather this patchouli oil all over you. Grab your hacky sack and let's go." I'm like, actually, I hate you, dirty hippies. And that's when the dirty hippies start claiming me as one of their own. That is when it is time to get a haircut. But yeah, thanks for being the haircut police, Funkhouser. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
If you see me making similar errors of judgment in other areas of my life, feel free to intervene, because clearly sometimes I don't know what's best for me. You know, like getting a haircut is an expensive time, one that I don't tend to have. Like, I don't have time for a haircut. Like, it's not like I'm going, ooh, I wonder how long it'll get.
I just don't have the right person do it. I do now. My girlfriend cuts my hair.
Really?
Yeah. I am not trained in how to do that either.
But she's better than the last 3 haircutters I've been to.
You have your hair always looks good too.
I had some rough times in the past, though, man. They just don't understand what I'm going for.
You know, and I salute her hair cutting abilities. When you have shorter hair, though, like I used to cut my own hair when I had short hair. I used to cut my own hair with kitchen scissors. It was while I was going through a more sort of punk rock phase, and it looked cool. Like when you have short hair, if you just cut away the parts that annoy you. You tend to be in good shape. I mean, but the thing is you miss stuff. Like, you'll have, like, I don't know, you'll have an 80s style rat tail because you couldn't see the back and you were cutting your own hair with kitchen scissors and didn't get it all. But when you have short hair, it's a little easier to do that. Not to take away from Meagan's achievement with your glorious and flowing locks, Funkhouser, because you do cut a dashing figure in the haircut department, and now we know what your secret weapon is.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you getting a cut before? Like Supercuts or something? Or
yeah. $5 haircut. Here.
Yeah. They were Jamaican?
Yeah. They were something. But yeah, it's it didn't work out. And I keep trying new places, and it's just not working out. I mean, a couple of times I've had really good ones, but they overcharge you. They're like, okay, $60, please. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm a dude. I don't have girl hair. That's a girl haircut price.
Yeah, I'm a dude, and I work alone in a room. No one sees me. They just hear me.
Yeah. Where's the Flowbee? Isn't that a thing?
I don't know. I know a lot of guys that just, like, kind of gave up on the whole thing and started, like, going Blade 1 all over their head.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's kind of cool, and this has nothing to do with anything. Like, those guys that do go Blade 1 all over their head and kind of, like, shave it, but not all the way. I've seen, like, a buddy of mine used to do that, and I saw him once get ready to go out, and he did his head and his face Like, he hadn't shaved either of them in a while. And so the hair on his head was the exact same length as the hair on his face. It was interesting.
He just mowed the lawn, did he?
Yeah, whole thing. I was like, wow, that's an incredibly low-maintenance way to go through life. I'm kind of jealous. But also, an incredibly low-maintenance way to go through life is just not get haircuts, which I do too. So, what else?
Donald Trump has formed a presidential exploratory committee.
Hopefully, all he will discover is that nobody wants Donald Trump to be president. No exploratory committee still to discover what kind of dead animal pelt is on top of his head. Speaking of haircuts, but yeah, there you go. What else?
It's a zombie beaver.
Yeah. I got to ask you about the zombie beaver movie.
Yeah, you do. A new group is hoping to draft Joe Biden into the race for the White House in 2016.
Yeah, that group is called Late Night Talk Show Hosts who are running out of things to make jokes about. You know, the same group would be thrilled if Donald Trump made a run at president. Because, well, I mean, let's be real here. Clearly, the one thing America needs right now is to restore its image. And the way to do that is with a president who gets into Twitter wars with Rosie O'Donnell. That sounds like a thing. Go on.
Oh, look. Microsoft is phasing out Internet Explorer.
I'm pissed. I use Internet Explorer all the time. I have lots of favorites in it.
And really do?
I really have to. Because there's so many things that you got to do at work. And Chrome, the preferred browser, I suppose now, because Google must know everything about what we do at all times. But Chrome, the preferred browser, doesn't work with some of... You probably have the same thing, too. Like, do you know that... do you ever have to use that vCreative system? It's company-wide. We use it for commercials and stuff.
You're talking about how they force you into using a browser at your workplace?
Yeah, and vCreative doesn't seem to work on Firefox. It's basically, for those listening that don't use it, because why would you, because you're not on radio, all the commercials that we have to create and record and things like that goes through this one program and third-party website called vCreative. And when we use it, we have to use Internet Explorer to access it. For whatever reason, it doesn't work with Chrome. So it'll be another thing that our engineering department is all bent out of shape about. And us too. It'll lead... Mark my words, Microsoft phasing out Internet Explorer will... there will be a tremendous amount of money lost for at least one day in this company because of that.
World War III, too.
How am I supposed to search for porn on GeoCities now?
GeoCities.
Go on.
A 72-year-old Texas man graduated from high school.
He'll continue his education next fall at the University of Heaven. What else?
Everyone is talking about Starbucks asking its baristas to talk to customers about race.
And if that's too uncomfortable, abortion. You know, everyone's really bent out of shape about this. I, on the other hand, am kind of going the opposite direction. Do I want to be talked to about race when I go for my coffee? No, absolutely not. And I will avoid that conversation like the plague. Not because I'm afraid of having it, but just because I got stuff to do, and all I wanted was a coffee, not a lecture/conversation about race. So, while I'm in no way interested in them doing this, and while I find it to be an incredible inconvenience, the one thing I admire about the fact that they're doing this is that they're doing something. We are at a stage in the game where race relations are more tense than I ever remember them being in my adult life, and it seems crazy. It seems like that should have been Abraham Lincoln's problem, and as misguided as this is, at least they're attempting to make some kind of change. And are they hurting anyone? No, I don't really think that they are. And if you're not hurting someone and you're going, hey, we've got gazillions of dollars and this is what we want to do, then go for it. At least they're doing something, which is a whole lot better than the nothing that most people I know are doing. Me on this, I think it's misguided. I don't think it's the right idea. But at least, they're taking that first jittery step out into a world where people take action based on things that, bother them in this world. At least they're attempting to, I sound like a hippie now, be the change. God, I got to get a haircut. And the other upside to it is that at least the baristas working there can finally put their degrees in sociology to work. Go on.
A new study shows Men who watch a lot of porn have better sex lives.
Right, men who watch a lot of porn. Or as they're more commonly known, men. All right, go on.
A study found that we think about money twice as much as we do about sex.
I don't know about that. To me, it's about equal. I always wonder if I have enough money to pay for the sex.
It always balances out.
Yeah. Not in a prostitute-y sort of way, but just in a, I don't know. Like
time and resources type of thing.
I want to be careful how I phrase this because I'm not trying to say that, like, I'm not one of those people that's like, you're always paying for sex. It might be in the form of dinner. It might be in the form of the movie tickets or the popcorn, but you're always paying for sex. It's not even that. It's just like, I think I've reached a stage in my life where, you want to feel as though you got this. Whatever this is, you want to feel like you got it. You want to feel like you can handle making your way in the world. You want to feel like you can be fiscally secure enough to be what is, in my mind, a real man. Now, I know that sounds knuckle-dragging, but I'm a scotch old-fashioned in that sense. Like, I want to feel like I'm enough of a man to cope with life and the world. And if I am not a complete enough man to where I can't handle my own business, and by business I mean, rent and the ability to, take a girl out somewhere nice, ish. Like, I don't want to, I don't feel I'm worthy of having someone hob on the old... I don't feel as though anyone would want the D if I'm not a fully functioning member of society. And I know that's not true. And I know, it's easier than ever to get someone to nosh on the old wedding tackle without having to really put that much effort into it. It seems as though people don't really date anymore. They're like, hey, want to hang out? Sure, you can come over. Bring popcorn. Bow, chicka, bow, 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 bow. Never have to call them again. But, the thing about that is, it's just, I'm antiquated enough to feel like if I'm not a contributing member of society that can handle my own business, I don't deserve to have someone hop on my staff, so to speak. No one's going to be sliding down the old pole unless I feel like I've made it in this world. And I feel as though there is a connection between the constant thinking about money and the constant thinking about sex. Without one, you can't get the other. And it's not in a prostitute-y sort of way. It's just in a fully formed, functioning adult member of society way. That's how I feel. Hey, we don't have any time to talk about education, right? We've got 1 minute left. Is that correct?
1 minute.
1 minute left. Meagan, you've had an education.
Yep.
Was it worth it?
Yep. Short answer.
Okay. No, I have not had an education. Didn't go to college, and I really regret not going to college. If I had gone to college, I don't think it would change my career trajectory even a teeny tiny bit. But I think one thing, despite all the billionaires without a college education, the billionaire college dropouts that are floating around, there's more than money. And the potential to go out and earn it to an education. That is certainly the old school thing where it's like, hey, you go out, you get a job based on your qualifications. But I don't know. I think education opens your mind to possibility. And I think a lot of people don't know what the hell they want to do. And I think the idea of learning for learning's sake is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
It's totally a luxury. And I get that a lot of people can't afford it and can't make that decision, and I'm fortunate that I did, and that's exactly what made it worth it for me.
I wish people didn't have to mortgage their life for a sense of possibility.
Amen.
And we have 30 seconds left to go, so there's no way we can solve that particular problem in the next 30 seconds, but I wish people didn't have to mortgage their life for the joy of learning. Thank you so much for joining us today, Meagan. It made things infinitely better, and thank you, Funkhouser. And thank you for listening.